Hello everyone. Today we'll set up a simple Ansible learning environment using Docker containers. We'll create two servers and configure them using Ansible. This is perfect for learning Ansible basics without needing multiple virtual machines. First of all, we will start by creating our personalized network to connect containers to each other with the control node, which is the Ansible. This command will allow us to create our network. And now we will create our first container, which will be connected at this network with a specific IP address. And for the second container also, which have another IP address also. And we have two containers with Ubuntu image that are running right now. And let's inspect our network with this command. Inspect the name of the network. We have the name, which is Ansible network, and we have two web servers, which is the name of the containers running, web server 1 and web server 2. And now we will run each container in execution mode to install the SSH or the secure shell and do the right configuration. Let's start by installing the SSH. And now, since the SSH is installed successfully, we will start the service. Service start. And we will also configure the SSH deconfig file to allow the authentication with password and permit the root to log in. First, let's start nano. We will change the permit root login to yes instead of private password, and also the password authentication. We will delete the comment and save this. Also, we will change the password to root. And it's updated successfully. And finally, we will restart the service. And it's restarted successfully, and we will do the same steps for the other container. And now, since the two containers are running and well configured, we will install the SSH in our main node, or the Ansible node. And it's well installed. Also, we will start the SSH in this node. And it's started. And to establish the connection, we need to generate an SSH key and copy each key to the containers. We will copy the key to the first container, which is running on this IP address. We will use the root password, which we set earlier. And now we will test if the key was successfully copied. And it works. And we will do also the same steps for the other container. Again with the same password root, and it works. The next step will be setting up Ansible on our machine, and since I did it already, I will just skip version, as you can see. And now in our host file, we will add the web servers with their IP and their password. And the host file represents the inventory, which will be the list of nodes or web servers where will Ansible have the control on them. And as we can see, web servers, the IP of each container running, and Ansible user root, it represents the password. And now for the connectivity testing, we will use this command. And as we can see, it successfully reached each of the nodes. We have the first one, which have the IP address 102 and 101. And finally, we have our infrastructure well configured. We will in our playbook, we have the name, which is the configuration of a web server, the hosts, which are the inventory, which are the web servers 1 and 2, the become for the authorities, and the vars for the server name, which have the host name, which is the VM name, the tasks that will be performed. Each task have a name and the other options related to it. We will create a custom page, which is an HTML page with some styling, CSS, and we will have the nginx server installed and configured on each of the nodes. Our custom page will be in the template folder, which I already created, as we can see. We have here the index.html and the CSS page. And now we will run the playbook. And now we will run our playbook. Each task with its specific name. Gathering facts, updating the apt package, installing nginx, create a custom index page, and the style also, and we will have also the nginx started. And here we are. Now we will test our pages. And here we are. No, for the other web server. And here we are also. And finally, the next step will be deploying a simple HTML page on each of these web servers. For the last step, we will need another playbook for the deployment and static and simple HTML page, and also we will run our playbook file, which is for the deployment. And now for the deployment, we will start by creating a folder. This folder contains another folder that's named app. This app folder will contain our index HTML page. And now we will create our HTML page, which is as the following: simple web app with the host name and the basic styling. And also in our web deploy folder, which is the main folder, we will have our playbook, which will contain the creation of the web directory, and will copy the web files to the dist file and run the ngx web server. Also, we will have the inventory file, and in our inventory file we will declare the two web servers, which as the two containers that running, and also we can call them targets. We have the API of each one of the containers, the Ansible user, which is root as we declared previously, and the SSH private key, which we generated with a secure shell earlier. And here we are. And the final step is to run our playbook and attach the inventory to this command. And finally, now we will check our server. It needs to be changed, and as we can see, this is our basic HTML page, which have this deployment test. And thank you for attention. Before let's check the other server, and as we can see, it have the same in the HTML page. And thank you.